Good morning. Alright, so yesterday there was a little bit of a challenge issued. Basically, Royal had this, as he called it, the handgun dirtiness AC, aka the gunner killer here, that he was saying could possibly take on Daemon. So while I'm assuming he's probably going to come back and do a video of using this exact AC to take on the proper one, I'm going to see if he can take on Daemon FF here, or the Lucifer FF. Actually, I believe he said it was specifically the FF version that it could take on. Well, either way, if he ends up doing a video against the Last Raven one, I guess this could complement it. So we've got our Last Raven soundtrack in the background. That is actually a little bit loud out of my ears. But alright, let's see what happens here. Personally, I still think Daemon's probably going to take it, but this thing puts out some crazy damage, so we'll see. It's super simple. It's basically the high cap pistols and the lightweight pistols, and that's it. On a relatively high shell defense, high mobility build. The optionals he left up to me, so I basically set it up for high defense and high agility. So it'll dodge most things pretty well. It's got improved radar, improved dodging, improved turn speed. Oh my god. That is surprising, actually. I'm actually really surprised Daemon took that much punishment and just shrugged it off. Wow. Okay. Well, there we go. There's round one for you. Man. That was a little bit, violence. Alright. Give this another one. Hey, I think as a bonus at the end of this one, we're gonna test it out against... let's see. Probably 8-Ball. He's the only one that notably uses pistols out of the current roster that I can think of off the top of my head. Actually, no, we should totally test this guy against friggin' White Glint. Kinda curious to see how that turns out. The thing is, no matter how you set up the AI, they're never going to be terribly good at dodging conventional fire, and that's kind of the issue. Although they seemingly are able to still use their weapons without a lock-on at extended range, so there's that. Okay, that is some crazy lag going on. Okay, so with that radar, those ECMs aren't even affecting him. He's actually tearing down Daemon here. No, not Daemon! Oh, he actually almost overheated him for a minute, too. Wow. So, I mean, as long as he stays at mid-range, you can actually do it. Close range. It was so weird to see this meme thing come out the other day. So the team behind XCOM had gone and basically made a, they made a whole, like, music video and song and everything out of all the memes from, Enemy Unknown. And there were two in particular. There was one that was this, like, doctor lady that kept getting pissed off whenever you blew up stuff she wanted to research, and, another one was this bizarre cutscene in which they're basically talking about this, mechanic where you go and you know, capture stuff so you can study it. They're like, we've developed a thing that if they get in close range, we can stun them. And then there's this guy that's basically your, almost like your second in command there. And he just, like, runs forward really quick. He's like, close range! Just out of nowhere. He's like, all straightforward and everything else, and then that one time he freaks out. Which is kind of funny, because 9 times out of 10, you're probably getting into close range for flank shots anyway. Just because your rookies have, like, 60% accuracy. But whatever. So, oh man, look at these peak shots. Look at these peak shots. But it's funny, he's set up for, well, I would call him a flanker build. He's kind of set up for those flanks here where he goes for the high turn speed and cover and all that. He doesn't have any commands to go hide and look for cover and things like such, but he seems to make pretty good use of it. It's, yeah, like, whenever those rockets are out, he can actually catch up. It's just when all the guns come into play that he has issues. Okay, he's got the fast guns out. He can do it. Yes! Nice. Okay. Nice. Ah, okay, now I turn that music too low. There we go. Yeah, in case you're wondering, that's the, intro theme from Last Raven. No, I don't like a lot of the music in Last Raven, but I love that intro theme. It felt like at times they got super lazy with the music. Like, especially early 3rd gen, they've got all this cool stuff going on, you know, these cool kind of downer themes and everything, and then Nexus comes along and it's like, here's a bunch of sweet remixes, and here's a bunch of really cool modern-sounding soundtrack. You know, they were experimenting with all that new stuff, and then Last Raven comes along and it's like, I like westerns. And that was about it. It's like, you know, westerns and, like, techno elevator music. And nothing fit what was going on, except for maybe a couple of the desert maps. You know. I know, it was an experiment like all the other stuff they did, but... still. Yeah, if there's one thing about From, they certainly like to experiment. And I'm even a fan of a lot of their more experimental games, like Shadow Tower especially. I mean, I've seen people crap on that one so much, and it's really good, actually. Like, oh my god, you walk around and your weapons break. Well, here's the thing, because weapons get dull. I don't think they're actually breaking, because if they broke, well, you can't exactly go and melt that crap back together very easily. However, if their edges are getting dull, which would make sense after, like, 100 slashes with the thing, actually it would probably be closer to 20. If your edge gets dull, that thing's not going to be very effective. And before anyone says it, no, Asian swords were not immune to that. The only swords that actually did a pretty good job of holding their edge regardless were some of the ones the Vikings used, which apparently came from India at some point. But, yeah. Either way, they got stuck with the stereotype of being dumb brutes that used no technology, even though they had the best. Whatever. Anyway, arguably the best. Frankly, a lot of the tricky stuff they used was amazing. Okay. What's next here? I was gonna have him fight Glinty, but I don't know if I have a Glinty right now. I might have a Glinty right now. But yeah, no, it's a little bit hilarious. It's like, Europe basically got their butts handed to them by the Vikings and whatnot at so many occasions, and... well... basically, they're like, no, they were just savages. They totally didn't beat us fair or anything. I'm trying to remember where the crap I put Glint. I might just end up going for some random thing here for the extra. Who we have in the consortium? Maybe one of them will do it. You know what? There we go. Rimfire. That seems like a fitting fight here. But yeah, no. Who even knows where the whole thing of, like... well, actually, I guess it's because of Christian scholars and stuff like that. They wound up with the stereotypes of Vikings wearing leathers and furs and crap like that. Like, dude, they had mail. Mail was really good. Like, contrary to how it tends to be shown in games and whatnot, it took a lot of effort to get through that stuff. As far as I like to watch, like, you know, historical tests and stuff like that. And it seems like, by and large, if somebody's wearing just even a chain shirt, or a mail shirt, a properly made one anyway, you get the whole riveted versus butted argument whenever you look through them, but, basically the modern costume version got inexplicably tested for a lot of historical shows and whatnot, which is its own bizarre kettle of fish. You'd kind of think they knew, but whatever. But there were a bunch of tests for all kinds of different things, and in general, like, spears seemed to be the thing. Like, they had enough heft and enough force that could be applied to them. They went through, swords didn't most of the time. And even then, like, it would just be standing still, which would never happen, so by and large, they were nigh invulnerable to them. I mean, axes were good at it. I mean, maces would hurt, but they didn't necessarily go through. Although, the ones with the spiky points and whatever, they had a chance. That was pretty cool. Alright, and it looks like he's gonna beat Rimfire here. But yeah, no. I guess main point of this little tangent here is the usual stuff I rant about historical dailies getting a little bit misunderstood. At any dang rate, looks, you know what, this AC is pretty darn solid. I gotta say, I like it. It's simple, to the point, and has a lot of pew-pews. But, yeah, it was not enough to actually beat Daemon. It was enough to beat Rimfire, with enough of a margin that I'd say it's probably gonna be consistent. But anyway, there you go, and see you next time.